The anime news just keeps hitting. I had to finally stop myself and say, I need to record something. Like, I keep going to record this news video and just something new comes out. But yes, we have a lot to get through, including Oshi no Ko is getting an anime adaptation. We got some updates for Vinland Saga's second season. Netflix has released their Geek Week, which has a ton of news surrounding anime and Netflix. And additionally, Sentai Filmworks is preparing for the summer 2022 anime season, and it looks incredible. So if you're interested in any of this news, definitely stay tuned. For our first bit, we have Oshi no Ko is getting a TV anime adaptation. Now, the exciting news for me is that Dogo Kobo will be working on this series as the animation production studio. They've already released the director as well, which is going to be Daisuke Hiramaki, who has, of course, worked on Selection Project, which, yes, had a rough start, but I believe it's a series that kind of transcend the other show that everybody kind of obviously acknowledged was kind of similar to Idoli Pride, but had a really fantastic ending to it that I really did enjoy. Additionally to that, we also have the same character designer as Selection Project, who also worked on Rent a Girlfriend. So some really fantastic character art for that. And for those unfamiliar with the series, 16-year-old Ai Hoshino is a talented and beautiful idol who is adored by her fans. She is the personification of a pure young maiden, but all that glitter is not gold. Goro is a countryside gynecologist and a big fan of Ai. So when the pregnant idol shows up at his hospital, he is bewildered. Goro promises her a safe delivery. Little does he know, an encounter with this mysterious figure would result in... This is getting really spoilery, I think. I don't know if this is a really spoilery synopsis. Bad stuff, crazy stuff happens. He opens up in the eyes of his idol and finds out that this is crazy. He's reborn. What? This is getting crazy. Yeah, I don't know how much the synopsis is spoiler. It seems like really extremely spoilery. It sounds very interesting, though. If you want to check out the full synopsis, I'm going to stop there because I think this synopsis is super spoilery. So, yeah, that sounds extremely interesting, though. That might actually open up some really interesting doors. So, yes, I guess reborning idols, obviously the idol industry, it sounds really fascinating. Much more fascinating than I thought it was going to be originally. So, there you go. And like I said, Dogo Kobo's working on it. Dogo Kobo's had a couple of slumps, but overall, I've always enjoyed their work. I almost feel like they have a B team that hopefully this is the A team that's going to be working on this one. But either way, I'll probably be checking out the manga just a little bit to see what I'm kind of getting myself into, but it definitely looks fascinating. We don't really have a date for it yet or anything, but keep an eye out for that one, definitely. Moving on, like I mentioned earlier, it looks like Sentai Filmworks is going in swinging into the summer 2022 anime season, which is extremely exciting for me. I've argued several times that I really don't want us to have just Crunchyroll, Sony as the big winner in the anime streaming sphere. We kind of need some competition to force Crunchyroll to continue to innovate and push themselves. And it does seem like ever since AMC bought up Sentai Filmworks, they have been kind of increasing their offerings each season. Last season we had, I would argue, a lot of the best shows of the season, like Yo Boy Kong Ming, I'm Quitting Heroing, The Executioner Way of Life, Onipan. They just have really a lot of the shows that I'm interested in on a weekly basis. And they're not letting up there. In summer 2022, they have a lot of great titles. And they just recently announced Prima Dolls. And for those who don't know what Prima Doll is, this is pretty much Key Studios' new offering. For those that don't know, Key did things like Clannad, Little Busters, Angel Beats. This is going to be their new project, and so be ready for crying. But it essentially follows these girls that were all weapons for this war that happened previously, and now they're working on a cafe. And so, like I said, there's probably going to be cute girls, and then eventually, oh yeah, by the way, we went through war. But we'll see. Or a new war starts up. That's probably the other option there. But yes, they have a lot of other offerings. They have Made in Abyss second season, Danmachi season 4, Call of the Night, Tokyo Mew Mew New. So I am, like I said, already really excited for everything that they currently have lined up for the next season. So if you have not already, make sure to sign up for them. I'd argue to support them, like I said, just to have an alternative to Crunchyroll that's always kind of building up. But that's your decision to make. For our next bit, we have a little bit of an update for Futoku no Guild. This series is set to premiere in October, so if that's a series that you're looking forward to, know that it's going to be coming around in the fall anime season. Moving on to kind of a unique project we have coming up. Roaming the Apocalypse with My Shiba Inu manga is getting an anime adaptation. Now, the interesting thing behind this one is that it's going to be set to premiere on YouTube. Studio DLE is going to be animating it. For those who don't know, this is a studio that did things like Skullface, Bookseller, Honda-san. So don't expect it to be like extravagant animation here. It's probably going to be more focused on stills and playing out that way, but they do have some decent animation in there, and they've worked with a lot of other companies. Maya Uchida will be playing the role as the female lead of the show that's, going around with this Inu, and it's set to premiere in summer, so I'll be definitely looking forward to this one. What I'm curious about with this one is we've talked a little bit in the past on the podcast and stuff about studios kind of taking upon themselves to release their anime on YouTube. Something where they can kind of get all the revenue from it and they don't have to worry about going to other people or other companies to license in other regions. They can just put it up themselves and use YouTube as a platform to host it. But like I said, I don't expect it to be some crazy animation. It will probably be a really cute story, but we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully they will actually include subtitles in there as well. Moving on, the official website for Insomniac's After School has revealed a new trailer, staff, visual, and a 2023 premiere for the series. Studio lead in films will be working on the project, and the synopsis is the manga focuses on two Insomniac schoolmates, a boy named Ganta and a girl named Isaki. Both worry about their constant lack of sleep after a chance meeting in the school's observatory turned storage room. The two share secrets and begin having an unusual connection. This one already looks fantastic, and I'm definitely looking forward to this coming out. I originally thought that it was supposed to be a film, but it looks like it's probably going to be a TV series. But either way, it looks cute. Definitely looking forward to that one. Moving on to some updates for Vinland Saga, which I probably should have put this earlier in this video because I'm sure that most people are probably looking forward to this news. But yes, it's finally been revealed that yes, MAPPA will be working on Vinland Saga's second season, replacing Wit Studio as the main production studio. This is kind of something that was leaked a long time ago, but finally we have a full-on announcement for it. Again, they do elaborate that they do have the same staff that will be working on this that did the original first season, which is definitely a good thing to hear. This includes the director, the script supervisor, character designer, and the composer will all be returning for the second season. The other big news that came from this announcement is that it will have a January 2023 premiere. So we already have a set season for it, which will be winter 2023, so definitely be looking forward to that. Now, I've been really mixed on this whole thing because I believe that a lot of people say this is supposed to be like the farming arc, like the character takes some time to just be a farmer. So I'm not sure that it'll be like crazy war and stuff happening. The trailer still shows a lot of stuff happening, a lot of combat and stuff. So I'm sure there's going to be some side stories working around, maybe some building up of tensions between political groups. So we'll have to see how that turns out. But either way, I'm really excited for this. This is a series that kind of the first season drove me based on the idea that the directing was fantastic. The visuals and everything were beautiful. I kind of had my issues with some of the characters, a lot of the angsty teen stuff going on, but it wasn't until the later part where it started getting to really a lot of the characters, the main figures in the story, that I got really invested in it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this writer's storytelling kind of evolves as it goes along. But the short version of it, yes, I'm super excited for Vinland Saga second season. Definitely looking forward to it. I've seen some statements online saying that Sentai Filmworks is going to be making the first season available in other locations. Obviously, they picked up the first season from, originally it was on Amazon. They picked up that license for streaming after I guess that kind of dropped. So at least you'll know that it should be on High Dive here soon, but it might be on other platforms as well. I haven't been able to see an actual confirmation announcement from Sentai on that yet, so I don't want to say that for sure. Moving on, let's get into some Netflix announcements. Yes, obviously they had their whole Geek Week thing going on, and so lots of anime news coming out of Netflix. Some of it's sad news, some of it's good news. But we'll get to them as we go along. Let's start things off with the unfortunate news. Let's get the bad news out of the way first. That way we can get into all the good news. Yes, this actually happened right during my live stream. I did a live stream where we went through the entire summer 2022 anime season. And out of nowhere, somebody's like, oh, by the way, Netflix got Uncle from Another World. Yes. Why that's bad news is that, as per usual, for a seasonal show, they announced they picked up the license for it, immediately saying that Japan will be streaming it on July 6th, worldwide later date. So that means that, as per usual, we're not going to be getting this on a weekly basis probably. And if we do, it's probably going to be extremely delayed like they typically do. So because Netflix does not do simulcasts properly, it's probably going to be some time before we see Uncle from Another World here over pretty much worldwide. But it is good news in the idea that it will be available worldwide. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of one of those shows that over time, as I looked into it, I started getting more excited for it. I have my cautiousness around it because it's about this uncle who gets in this accident and goes into a coma for a period of time. And then when he wakes up, he's talking to his nephew, and come to find out, this guy was isekai. And so he's got all these stories about his previous life, this tsundere elf that he was with, all these goofy little stories that are going to play out. And the trailer really shows how it almost feels like he gets trapped in his old mind. So he'll randomly act like he has spells and stuff, and then he realizes, oh wait, I'm in a modern time. So it's got that goofiness about it. So that's the unfortunate thing, that my excitement starts getting up, and then it goes, oh, Netflix. So we'll see how long it takes to get it. I'm looking forward to it either way, just it sucks that we have to wait. Also, interestingly enough, they announced that they're going to be doing a preview screening of the show on June 25th, so I'm not sure if that's going to be like the first episode or maybe a segment of the first episode, but kind of an interesting new direction they're taking. Moving on to some mid-tier excitement, depending on who you are and what you feel about CGI, but Netflix announced during the Geek Week live stream that the first part of the Seven Deadly Sins Grudge of Edinburgh will debut in December. They also released some new designs for this first part, so I would tell you what the story's about, but it's pretty much spoilers, so I'll just leave it at that. I like the original trailer they released of it was like, bad CGI, but again, if you're a super fan, you probably don't care. I hope you enjoy it. Moving on, Netflix also revealed some more information around their project Moonrise. They released a new visual for the series as well as the director for it. This is a project being done by Studio Wit Studio with writer To Ubukata working on it. The director that's going to be working on the series is Masashi Koizuki, who worked on the second and third Attack on Titan seasons. And the synopsis says Moonrise will portray the lives of two men, Jack and Al, as they confront various hardships in their vast world of outer space. All action and scenery in the unexplored parts of the moon will be illustrated using an innovative type of animation unlike any seen before. We'll see. It's a big promise. Moving on, Netflix revealed that they are developing Junji Ito Maniacs, Japanese Tales of Macabre. This new anime, of course, is based on various different Junji Ito works. It's set to debut in 2023 and will include 20 stories. They already stated that this will include Tomie, Soichi, and the Hanging Balloons. Hopefully that one about the holes in the mountainside. That one, please. Please do that one. That's one of my favorite ones. It was in the back of Gyu, I believe. So that was an unsettling and interesting one. But I definitely can't wait for that. The last Junji Ito collection one was mid for me, honestly, because there's a lot of really fantastic stories by him, and that one just didn't really have a lot of the ones I was very interested in. There was some really good ones in there though, but I'll be interested to see what they get in this one, and again, how well it'll be animated, because technically the last one, well, it did a pretty good job of portraying his art. Wasn't the best. And for our last bit of news, we have Netflix has revealed the trailer for Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime. This is a series that is going to be premiering in September 2022. And my gosh, what a trailer. Again, another one that I ran into when I was doing my live stream, and I watched that trailer and I was like, whoa, woof. Trigger is going nuts. This is being done by Studio Trigger. It looks absolutely insane. Of course, this is based off of CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077 game. So it already looks better than the game. It already looks better than the game. The game's been improved. That's fine. I'm not dogging on it completely. This series tells a standalone 10-episode story about a street kid trying to survive in Night City, a technology and body modification-obsessed city of the future. Having everything to lose, he stays alive by becoming an edge runner, a mercenary outlaw also known as a cyberpunk. But like I said, it looks incredible. Visually looks absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to check it out. The trailer that I watched looked really incredible. Another trailer was kind of a clip. It looked a little bit more still-based, but I think overall it's probably going to be fantastic. They're definitely capturing the art of the cyberpunk world, and I trust Trigger to do some really incredible stuff, even though I do believe they cut corners now and then, but we'll see. But that's it. That's all the news that I'm going to cover for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're most excited about. Additionally, if you have not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Share this video if you can. I definitely appreciate everybody that shares this out, lets other people know about us. It means a lot to me. Additionally, if you're able and willing, there is a link to our Patreon, our tips link, and there's a super thanks button on the YouTube page. I definitely appreciate everybody that supports us, and y'all take care.